What's going on, chat? Happy Friday, BTL episode 152 piece. You know the drill. We got our guy Jovan, we got our guy Dejen on here on Friday to go over the weekends and absolutely attack. Gentlemen, how we feeling? Jovan, we'll start with you.
Feeling good, as always.
Good.
Ready to get after it.
Yeah, let's attack. Dejen, you surviving the week?
Yes, surviving the week. Ready for the weekend, my man.
Okay. I saw your tweet. We still need to get college basketball calibrated, right? That's the one thing we got to shore up here. Okay. Well, you came to the right place. We're going to figure it out. Okay.
Good.
Big day yesterday. Shout out Iowa. Game's never over till it's over. Use your brain. Be smart. Be patient. Be a grown-up. Be an adult. Don't tweet at people. 10 minutes into the game, don't be an idiot. Because then you look like that last night. Shout out Iowa. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. Ohio State was a different story. Zed Key doesn't get hurt in that game. They probably win, but we don't complain about that stuff because it could have been the other way around. So we move, right? And then shout out San Francisco last night for the squad ride. So let me know in chat if you guys cashed the squad ride. They have been printing 32 and 18. It's no fluke, okay? And you guys are picking them. It's no fluke, all right? Hey, we're just alley-ooping. You guys are the ones dunking that shit, all right? So let's keep doing it. Let's keep doing it. All right. I want to get your guys' takes on this whole NFL playoff thing before we dive in. Not that I would not be, up to date and know everything that's going to happen, but, if there was someone last night who was, sweating out San Francisco and Loyola Marymount there, late night and maybe didn't have a chance to catch up on NFL and wanted to know, who needs to win, who doesn't, what's going on with this whole Ravens, Bengals situation, what would be like a 1-minute summary of what the heck's going on for someone who's not up to date? Not me, but someone else,
It's a good question.
Jovan would know better than I would.
Are we all in the same place?
I'm not a fine print guy.
Kind of. All that I've seen is that there is essentially a neutral site possibility in the AFC Championship game. That's all I really know. And I know it's a coin flip or something or whatever it may be. I have no clue.
Yeah, I think that's a different scenario. So we should have studied up. That's on us. But I do know that now both the Ravens and the Bengals are going to be trying to win this game, because if the Ravens somehow win this game, if these teams see each other in the playoffs, a coin flip will decide who has the home field advantage, which to me is fucking wild. And I don't know how that's a thing. I know they're talking about they were talking about adding a team to the AFC. I don't think they ever actually really considered that. So I guess this is what they ended up doing. Phil Zutley looks like B-Rob is probably going to be out. That makes a lot of sense. It'd be pretty dumb of them to put him out there and him get hurt in the last game of the season. Are you high on Jonathan Williams? Is that why you're fist pumping? Is that your guy?
I don't know who the fuck that is. No, I'm taking Sam Howell and the Commanders, baby.
Okay.
The weekend.
Well, that's the third string running back that they're going to be handing the ball off to a lot. Jonathan Williams, remember the name.
Where's he from?
He was at one point on the Panthers, which is probably why he's on our shitty team.
Is he the guy from Oregon?
We're the Panthers 2.0.
No, Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I don't know where he went to school, but I know he's old. He's a journeyman. Let's see. I do know that he's been absolutely grinding his ass off, and even last week he split carries with B-Rob. So
good.
6-year vets, old as shit.
Give me a guy that wants to get out there and prove it.
Hey, Dallas native, apparently.
Oh.
Dallas native.
He's
born and bred.
Okay. All right.
Hope he's on Prize Picks with no player profile picture. I'll be all over it. He went to Arkansas. Love it. Arkansas breeds running backs.
Hey, no, seriously. This is a guy who I've been taking his ATTSs a little bit, sprinkling the last couple of weeks. Don't worry, they haven't hit. But I've been trying to target him because at practice, everyone's slurping this guy, saying he's absolutely grinding and outworking all the other RBs. And in the game, they've been giving him the ball more. And now this weekend, everyone else is sitting. So he's getting the rock. He deserves it.
He's like the Kyron Williams of the NFC East.
Sure. Yeah, he's about to go for 200 against the Cowboys. And somebody in chat asked if I think the Cowboys are going to play their guys. I don't think they have anything to play for, do they?
Yes.
I think there's a weird scenario if the Giants win somehow and they're plus 4.
Eagles are
those games are at the same time. Yeah, those games are at the same time. So they have to come out at least with their starters for a little bit. But I think once they see the Eagles up 2-3 touchdowns at halftime against the Giants, Dak and the boys are not coming out for the second half.
Yeah, could be very true. Could be very true. Also, Jonathan Allen definitely out. Yeah, he got hurt in the last game, which in my opinion is, I mean, the icing on the cake. We play like idiots when he's not out there, like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off. So yeah, DeGen, it's maybe the nastiest play ever. +7 for the Manders. So go ahead and
don't you think the line's a little short, or do you not because of the the potential for them to rest their starters? Maybe there's a liability.
It's Dallas, Washington. When Dallas looks up at the scoreboard and sees the Eagles up 21-3 at halftime, they're not going to put their starters out there in the second half. You're going to get effort from all these scrubs on the Manders who are trying to make a team next year. Ron Rivera is a fucking idiot, and he's going to try to win this game for no reason because he's a fucking idiot. Yeah. So they will try to win this game because we're a bunch of dumbasses and don't even know how to tank and get a good draft pick. We'd rather be.
I'll tell you what.
7-9-1 every fucking year. Sorry.
No, I've seen a lot of talk for these games against teams who are battered up, resting starters, whatever it may be. The Eagles' first half seems very corporate. I haven't seen a single soul talk about the Cowboys' first half yet, which I might have to take a stab at myself.
In my opinion, as a Manders fan, and as someone who's following all the beat reporters, watching all the shit, all the videos from practice, trying to stay up to date, and not wanting to rip my eyeballs out following this team, Sam Howell is not good, and I don't know why we're all acting like he is. I don't get it.
That's all I keep hearing. Yeah.
I don't understand it personally. Like, what is going on? Why is everyone around the NFL community so excited and acting like this kid's going to be the next Mahomes?
Well,
shit, if he is, I'm in. But
the Heineke effect. Everybody in their head just thinks, A, nobody can be better than Wentz, or nobody can be worse than Wentz. Then they've seen Heineke come up, somebody that they have no clue who he is, and be better than Wentz and make an impact immediately. They think, oh, somebody else can come in and do the same exact shit.
I feel like we're like a meme at this point, pretty much.
Yeah, but you're not even funny. Like, the memes are usually funny.
It's sad. Like depressing. Yeah, depressing.
It's just sad.
Yeah. It is what it is. I tried to think of any positives from this season, and I only could come up with 2, and then we'll dive into the games after this. But number 1 positive for the Commanders this season would be our draft picks of Jahan Dotson and Brian Robinson. Those are 2 young studs who, if they stay healthy, are going to be absolute dogs for the rest of their careers. And number 2 would be Major Tutty, our new mascot. That's it. I like him. I think he's cool. I think he's funny. And maybe the only positive of the season. We'll leave it at that. There's a Snapchat filter now you can turn into Major Tutty, by the way, if you guys were wondering. Okay.
I was.
Also, what are your guys' thoughts on all these incentive props and all this bullshit? I can probably guess how DeGen feels about it. It's probably like kind of how I am, and it's that I don't fuck with it because that's how contrarians probably are with these. And I feel like a lot of the stuff is already baked in. And this is honestly not even a good year with a lot of options. But I feel like every time I try to get sharp at the end of the season and take one of these incentive plays, shit never hits. It never does.
Never targeted it in my betting career. Yeah, I've never really tried to. Yeah, I mean, it's fine if somebody does, if somebody has an angle, but not for me.
This is the one that a lot of people have been talking about. This Everett one, 5 receptions for $500K or whatever. And yeah, maybe they do try to get him the rock 5 times, get in, get out. I don't even know if we'll be able to bet on the Everett receptions prop. Will that even be up? I don't even
maybe. I think like the thing that gets so overblown about it because it's been successful in the past, and Kenny Golladay right on the brink there. You got to pay attention to more than just like what the guys need for the incentive. You got to pay attention to coaches in the past who have been very heavy on getting guys their incentives or game planning to get the guys incentives and the situation they're in as an organization. Like if you have a team, I don't know. I haven't even looked. I think Zay Jones might have one or somebody like that on the Jaguars who are looking to be an enticing free agent destination that makes them look better. So, like, I don't know how much better they need to make Pat Mahomes look with his line 100 yards lower than what he needs to set the record or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. That's probably the most popular one this week.
Okay.
So you got to look at everything, not just the incentive and what they need.
You bring up the Jags too. It's like the Jags got to win this damn game to win their division.
That too. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, you think they give a shit about it? It's $500K incentive.
Yeah, another one that's super popular is Khalif Raymond. I've seen that dude. he's going to be in that game against the Packers that has the potential to be a playoff playing game. You think they're going to give a shit about giving Khalif Raymond 7 catches or whatever it is in a game?
No, they're going to try to win the game so they go to playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. So you gotta look at it a little more than that. It's just it's too much.
Yeah, I'm out on it. I think the book. If anyone who thinks that they can outsmart the books by betting on these, you're the reason Vegas looks like it does, because you don't think they've factored this stuff in or know about this or aware of it or bake it into the odds, right?
They
and the props. Come on.
Barstool came out.
They want you to take it.
Came out with a whole list of them. So you guys have them.
They want you to take it. Yeah, they want you to take them. Yeah, no thank you. We should honestly fade them.
Some of them.
Maybe not. Some of them. All right. Any other thoughts before we dive into to the weekend cheat sheet?
No.
Good.
All right. Let's hop to Sunday and work backwards like we've been doing. I like that. Let's start with Chiefs, or that's actually Saturday. Holy smokes. We do have 2 decent Saturday games, but we'll go to Sunday. Cleveland, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh needs to win this game for any chance of them to make the playoffs, right? Cleveland's playing for nothing, but they played spoiler last week. I think Deshaun Watson, I would not be shocked if he wanted to put up another good number here. So the rest of the league knows, he goes out on a good note here. He got better last week, looked the best he's looked so far last week against the Commanders, especially in the second half. And then I wouldn't be shocked if he wants to put up a crooked number again this week to remind the league that he's still here and he's back and he's coming next year for his first real season back. With that being said, they don't have to win. I thought it was a little weird the Steelers are only -2 though. This is a conference game. These are rivals. Cleveland's going to want to beat Pittsburgh just to fuck them up and get them out of the playoffs. That's what these teams do. You guys got any bets in these?
Don't forget this too.
That's the narrative we're going to be hearing in the next 48 hours. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard it. I heard it last week. I've heard it all season.
Yeah. Right. It's the Mike Tomlin bit. It's like the guy never goes under 500. He's a freak.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Are you guys fading that narrative? Are you taking Cleveland here, Jovan?
I don't know if I want to fade it. Jovan? I just think it's certainly a situation where I'm not taking the Steelers. I think Cleveland is probably the nasty play here with nothing to play for, really, and Deshaun Watson looking how he has up until last week, really, and Kevin Stefanski being Kevin Stefanski. So I don't know if I want to touch a side on this game. I think as square as it is, because I think probably combined 11 of 12 games or whatever you call it for these teams have both collectively gone under. I think this is just going to be a classic nasty game, especially if the Browns are going to stay in it. I don't think the Browns are going to be competitive if this game is touching 50 points, God forbid. So I lean the under, as much sense as it may make.
Okay. DeGen?
I like the Browns. I don't know if I'm going to play it. It's just not really how I want to end my season with the Commanders and the Browns. But I think kind of back to what you said, I like the Browns a lot. You always have those teams every week that you're thinking about and that like right up to kickoff, you start to fall more in love with. I like the Browns. I didn't actually play them, but I played their team total over and I put Deshaun Watson in one of my prize picks. He did look a lot better. I mean, he still didn't look great. Amari Cooper actually was the story in that game, I think. But I do think that there's a little bit of incentive for the Browns to play spoiler. And I think this line, not even that it's weird, and I really like Tomlin, and I like Kenny Pickett. I'm a Kenny Pickett offensive rookie of the year, which is not going to hit ticket holder. I don't want to fade it, but I think short home dogs at this 2.5 number with something to play for, I would be scared if I was a Steelers fan. And I don't know that I'm going to play the Browns, but I like the Browns.
Yeah, so do I. And Jovan, are you kind of on the same page there? If you had to play a side, you'd be on Cleveland?
100%. I mean, it's you're going to hear the Tomlin narrative pretty much all week. I just don't know if I'm there to fade it, but certainly the side.
Could see the Steelers kicking a field goal here to win this game, win by 1. Don't cover.
Yeah.
But they somehow win because it's Mike Tomlin, right?
Sure.
All right. What about Vikings and Bears? The Vikings don't have anything to play for.
No, I think that's a real gross one.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Vikings and Bears. Where is that at? There it is. Vikings are getting absolutely hammered on the spread, but like you guys said, they're not playing for anything, correct?
Yeah, Fields isn't playing, and I don't think the Vikings have anything to play. They can't get the 1 seed, and they already have the division locked up.
Yeah, and
they could be though, because I believe they're tied with the Niners. So, not that I think the Niners are going to lose, but they do have something to play for in the event that the Niners go down. So they're both sitting at 12-4.
Yep. And our guy Cream Freesh in chat is saying Bears are losing on purpose. Yep. They don't want to win this game. Yeah. That's why they got Nathan Peterman at QB. I mean, Jesus.
Right.
Might as well be me up there. Tank off. I'm not taking the Vikings, but they probably win. ML should be a safe late pace, sure. But that's all I got really in this one. I just want to let the people know that the Bears are actively trying to tank and that the Vikings really, they're probably going to be resting their guys in the second half here, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Yeah.
This Jets Dolphins game has taken a turn over the last 24 hours. I feel bad. Jovan and I were on our guy POD Pete's pod, POD's pod yesterday, and the Jets were a favorite, and I was talking about how I liked them, and now, they're +3 because they got Flacco out there and Zach Wilson backing him up, and it's looking like Teddy Bridgewater may play. He's been practicing, so a lot has changed over the last 24 hours or so. With that being said, though, with all those factors baked in, let's say that was the case from the beginning, and this is the spread right now, -3. That's short as shit. That's short as shit with Joe Flacco going. I'm not saying I want to take the Jets. I know the Jets have been sharp a lot, especially in the second half. I feel like every fucking week they're sharp. And yeah, guys, my bad. It's Skylar Thompson playing, but same thing. At least it's not going to have to be Mike Glennon, right? I don't want anything to do with the Dolphins here. I think it's too short, but I'm not betting the Jets. I'll save that for DeGen.
Go ahead, Jovan.
No, I mean, I was just going to say, I don't know if I can consider it short, because how much of a favorite can you make the Dolphins with obviously the quarterback situation, whether it's ended up being Skylar Thompson or Teddy or even Mike Glennon, whatever that was a possibility. They've been terrible. They haven't been a team not named the Texans since before Thanksgiving. So
yeah,
I don't know how much of a favorite you can make them. I did like the Jets with Mike White there, but there's too much going on for this game for me.
It's caked now. DeGen, thoughts?
Let me tell you, as somebody who faded the Jets on their season win total this year, I can't be more upset with these assholes starting their losing streak after they went over their number. Wrong about the team, so right about Zach Wilson, and I'm sorry, but I'm not a Robert Salah guy. I know there's a lot of talk about where Sean Payton's going to go. Somebody in my stream even said, are the Dolphins going to fire McDaniel to try to give him the job? I think the Jets should do everything they can to get Sean Payton. I'm not even a huge Sean Payton guy, but I would lean Jets here. I don't think Flacco is that bad, and nobody at the quarterback position for the Jets. Zach Wilson's terrible, but Mike White, I think we got to pump the brakes on him. I didn't know this until somebody pointed it out last week. He hadn't thrown a touchdown pass since the Bears game. They're really bad. So if anything, I think Joe Flacco playing is maybe a little bit of a boost.
Damn.
For them. Mm-hmm. And I mean, take the word boost lightly. But yeah, I would in this matchup, I would say give me the Jets with the points. Am I going to play it? Not necessarily, but if you want to play it, that would be what I would co-sign.
Okay. And I'm with you. Anything in this Carolina Saints game, meaningless game, both teams are eliminated. I'm 99% sure.
Jovan has something that he pointed out, and I really like it.
Give me that.
Yeah, so me and Peter were both talking about this yesterday on the podcast. We both like the over, and we were looking at kind of the team total things, which I brought up to Jen, and this along with the move up from 39 to what is it sitting at now? Consensus
42.
42. We see Saints team total is the main. They're getting the main points from this, and they're up to 22.5. Their team total juiced the over, which they haven't hit in 5 weeks. And I think it was Greg said this earlier when you were talking to Jen, but Saints don't have a draft pick, so they have nothing, no investment in this game. They can throw caution to the wind, whatever it may be. And the Panthers, without J.C. Horn, their secondary has been terrible. They're going to put a lot of man coverage in these Saints for the Saints offense, and I know Olave has been a big part of kind of their success with Andy Dalton when he has had any, but a lot of man coverage and a lot of deep shots is when Andy Dalton's looked any bit competent. So I think it's just going to be a caution in the wind game. We see a lot of points because the defenses have been solid, and this move up 3 points doesn't make much sense to me.
Caution of the win game I think is the best way to put it. Yeah, I think that the Saints just say fuck it and they just unload on them. I think they score. I think they win. I think the Panthers they had to get up for that game against the Bucks too, and they did literally get up. As a Bucks backer, I was definitely a little sweaty with that Sam Darnold masterclass that he was putting on, but yeah, I think their party's over, and I like the Saints, but even more so, I'm listening to Jovan. I like maybe attacking their team total would be where I would focus.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate the over. Go ahead, Jovan.
Yeah, that too. I was shocked because I was watching it kind of move up over the last couple of days along with the total. And when it moved up from 21.5 to 22.5, there was no kind of typical, like when you initially move it up, it's usually like minus 120, minus 115 to the under. Straight up to that minus 115 on the over most places. Saw no gap, no nothing.
Okay. That's interesting. And I will say, I mean, the Saints defense has been relatively good, but I mean, Miles Sanders, whenever they used him, they didn't use him enough last week. But I mean, he's getting over 5 yards a carry. He was doing his job. So we know how successful the Panthers rush defense or rushing attack has been, right? They should be able to get some yards and get some points against the Saints. And we know Andy Dalton will probably be scoring for no reason because it's Andy Dalton against a, J.C. Horn less Panthers defense, right?
Yeah. And I mean,
cool.
I don't think there's been a Saints game either that's even sniffed this total since they went over the team total too. So it's also been 5 weeks since we've seen a game come even like a field goal within this 42 number.
All right, fine. I'm in. Somebody in chat's asking, you got to pay for this shit? Don't put on the screen. Nope. It's free and you should be using it.
Not yet.
Yeah. He's talking about Miles Sanders and the Eagles when they played the Eagles last week.
Yeah.
Not on the Saints. He's talking about the run.
Clean your ears out, Luke. Clean them out. It's probably been a while. All right. What about the Bucks game, gents? This is your team. What are your thoughts? We can start with Jovan. What are you guys thinking? Bucks are getting 4 points on the roads. Don't let the Bucks get hot. Thoughts?
Under.
The under?
Yeah. I mean, I initially just wanted to attack the Falcons in some form or fashion in this line because, yes, it's a product of the Bucks. Brady's probably going to play a couple drives, whatever it may be, and sit, give it a Gabbert, give it a Trask. But I'd rather just go for the under because I do think the Bucks are going to try and come out and develop some kind of rhythm offensively early, and Brady's going to be, the main proponent of that. So I think they go up early, and I think the rest of the game is just going to be the Falcons kind of hanging around, not doing much offensively, get a couple of field goals, hang in the game. Depending on, how much the Bucks go up early, the Falcons can maybe pull out a win at the end. I don't see Blaine Gabbert doing anything offensively. It's just with this line and the Falcons offense being as bad as it is, they're not covering 4.5 or even winning this game if this is a shootout type game that they have to crawl back in from the beginning in overly, aggressive amount. So I think with Brady, maybe the Bucks put up a touchdown and a field goal, maybe 2 touchdowns and go up, 14-0 first half, whatever, maybe 14-3. And it's just going to be a gross game from there. I don't see much going on after.
Dejan, what are we thinking about your Bucks, man?
Yeah, I completely agree. It's kind of probably a square play, although maybe it's not because they're an underdog. But I'm going to be playing the Bucks to score first, especially with how poorly they started the game against the Panthers. I feel like that's got to be like the emphasis in practice all week. In every game, I feel like you see Tom Brady just screaming his head off on the sideline, and he's got every right to. But they started clicking at the end, and I know going into the playoffs, you definitely you want to try to. I mean, you have not perfected anything. You've still got plenty of flaws and things to work on. So I think they kind of treat this like first couple drives, first quarter, first half, whatever they end up playing. I think they treat it as a game that means something to keep some momentum going offensively into the playoffs. So I really like the Bucks to score first, or maybe to win the first quarter.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why people don't just Google shit instead of asking dumb questions, but that's okay. we move. How about the tank off? Houston versus the Colts. We got Houston with 2 wins. I guess the Colts are eliminated from having the worst record or whatever, but it's not like they're really trying to win either. But Jovan, I think you have a good read in this. Look, I hate taking -2.5, but we talked about this game yesterday. This might have to be a Colts ML piece for the kid here. I think Jeff Saturday is going to try to at least prove that the Colts are ending on some sort of high note here. Maybe he comes back next year to coach. Maybe he doesn't, but I don't think that guy's got a given up bone in his body. Houston and Lovie Smith, the professional tanker, are going to do their damn job like they've done all season and find new innovative ways to tank that we've never even seen before. I'm excited to check it out and see what they bring to the table this week. They're probably going to have some crazy lateral that we've never even seen that ends up in like 2 touchdowns for the Colts or some bullshit. I don't know. But I like the Colts here. I think Zach Moss is going to absolutely grub. I think they give him the ball a bazillion times against this shitty Russian defense, and he absolutely eats. I don't hate his ATTS. And I like the Colts to win this game, but I probably will eat the juice, not fear it, embrace it, and take the ML here. What are your thoughts, Jovan? Same headspace?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm doing. I just think after the season they've had with Lovie Smith, who has done this before, we've seen this unfold with the Bucs and getting Jameis. He loves to tank. He knows how to do it. And after the season they've had, I just can't see them letting themselves lose this game. And it's not an X's or O's thing. And I know the Colts really don't want to particularly win this game either, but I don't think they're going to have a choice against this Texas team, realistically. But the thing that I'm looking at, like, I think it's going to be there might be a little more points, because I was looking at you look at the total in this Jets-Dolphins game, which is 37s with backup quarterbacks, kind of the same thing in this Texans game, which everybody expects to be a little uglier. Initially, I was just thinking this is just going to be a bunch of field goal games, which I think is still going to be a part of it. But to be honest, that 38 number is looking higher and higher as the day goes on to me, which is a little strange. So maybe we get some fireworks, some bad defense play, whatever, and this sneaks over. But Colts, I like them to win this game. Not the hottest.
Well, since we got the coach on here, we might as well ask him. Are you guys trying to win this game on Sunday or what?
I mean, you're not wrong. This just would be the game that the Texans win where nobody expects them to win. I don't want to have any money involved in this, and it almost just seems a little too obvious for me of the narratives on opposite sides, where it's like the Colts make so much sense. I don't disagree with anything you're saying, and like Jovan pointed out with the Jameis situation, Lovey has done this before. I heard this morning somebody running it back. They were up 20-7 against the Saints. He pulled the starters with the Bucs, let the Saints come back. The Bucs even got a safety, and the Bucs lost 23-20. So it would not surprise me. Lovey's not dumb either. I mean, do I think he's the best coach in the world? No, but I think he kind of knows what he was supposed to do this season and what the Texans were supposed to. It would be crazy for them to win this game. Although I think even if they still win it, they still have the number 1 pick, because them and the Bears would have the same record and they lost to the Bears. Is that my right or am I wrong? And in that case, that gives me a little apprehension, because what if they do win this game? Wouldn't it suck to be on the wrong side of it? Because it wouldn't have any implications on their. Somebody said no, the Bears get it. Okay, maybe it's got to be. Maybe it's the Bears.
Yeah.
If the Bears lose this week and Houston wins, the Bears get the last pick or the first pick in the draft.
Yeah.
So okay, because I thought
not only that, but I think it's pretty safe to assume that if they get the first pick, they're going to trade it, because they don't need a quarterback, and obviously the Texans behind them are going to want a quarterback, so it's going to be a pretty coveted first pick. So they would get the first pick and whatever assets would come along with that trade.
Then this could be the most don't overthink it play of the decade and just take the Colts to win the game.
Yep. And somebody in chat asked, why not lay the 2.5? Well, I don't think the Colts are going to be really trying to win this game by as many points as possible. I think they want to go home and they're ready to go to Cabo in a couple weeks here. I think the quote of the day so far has been Jovan saying, I don't know if the Colts are going to have a choice to lose this game. I think it's going to be the Texans' absolute tanking masterclass, right? Yeah. All right, we move. How about the Ravens and Bengals? You guys betting on this game or no? Spread's up to 10 now for the Bengals. Holy smokes.
Yeah, keep me away.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Why is the spread up to 10 now? Is it because I guess the Bengals now do have to, win this game so they don't end up doing that stupid coin flip thing down the line?
Yeah,
probably.
That's got to be it, right? Because it moved from 7 to 10?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. Doesn't matter if the Ravens win or not. Bengals win the division. Yes, Matt, but I'm pretty sure that if the Ravens win this game or something, if these teams match up in the postseason, there's a coin flip that affects where they play the game. Somebody in chat, correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been wrong before. But I'm pretty sure that's the case. At least that's what I read yesterday, but there was a lot of shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
And this is uncharted territory. It's just weird. So, Look, given the Ravens plus 10 here looks almost too easy at this point. I'm not going to lie to you. It looks a little too easy. And I think the Bengals and Joe Burrow might just absolutely motherfuck them.
Does it look too easy?
I think it does.
I don't know anybody who wants to bet the Ravens at any number against the Bengals right now, especially coming off of, they're rested. I've seen that a lot. Technically, I know it's a tough situation, and they're not necessarily on a bye week or anything where they're able to recover and there's no travel and whatever it may be, but they haven't played. And I don't know who's willing to lay any number points with Tyler Huntley right now.
Mm-hmm. The guy has like 1 touchdown pass this entire season.
He's not very good.
5 games. I know it sucks. He looked so much better last year.
I know.
Anthony
happened.
Brown may start. That honestly might be even better for the Ravens with how
I think so.
Unfortunately,
I think
Anthony Brown at least has a little quicker, younger legs. He could probably be a little more mobile.
A little pizzazz.
He's an Oregon guy. There's your Oregon guy, DeGen.
I remember him.
Cool. Yeah, no, you're right, Jovan. And I mean, look at the splits, right? The Ravens look sharp, no doubt. And I like the Ravens before this move to 10. I hate betting on plus 10. That number is cursed, in my opinion. So,
when was the last time a Ravens team lost by 10? 3 weeks ago.
Oh, well, there we go. Thank you for the Carfax, Jovan. All right. Let's move to the Patriots game. Patriots, Bills, right? I mean, the Bills, first of all, shout outs to our guy who is apparently doing a lot better. Awesome.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking about this game? Are the Bills, are they going to be, trying to win this game by as many points as possible? Or are they just trying to get a win and get out of here and get to the playoffs and, end the season? Like what's going on with this game? What are your thoughts? I know the Pats have to win this game. It's a must-win game for them, right? To have a chance to make the playoffs. And yeah, I know this is going to be a popular, theme, and as it should be, right? As it should fucking be. And the Bills are going to try to win this game for him. Of course, they're going to try to win this game anyways because it's a football game that they're paid to try to win. But this game does mean more for the Bills than most. I will say though, how focused have the Bills been this week at practice? And I feel like them playing Bill Belichick and the Pats, a team that, first of all, it's smart Bill and the Pats. It's also a team that has to win this week for the playoffs. And I'm sketched out. And I think they probably had a really good week of practice. And I want to take the Pats, but am I a huge piece of shit for doing that? Taking the plus 7.5 here. What are you guys thinking about the game? Are you going to get the full effort, Bills here in this game? Or are they just trying to get through the season here? What do you think, Jovan?
Well, somebody said it in chat too. I know they would obviously like that 2 seed in the event that, the Chiefs go and win this game, but they could easily get the Pats if the Pats end up staying there, get the Pats in the 2 seed or get, the Ravens, who I don't know. I know Lamar Jackson may be coming back, whatever it may be, whether he's healthy or not is another question. So, I think they're obviously playing to win this game. I don't think there's going to be any question about that, but are they necessarily scared of falling into that 3 seed possibly, if that's an option? I don't know. So, I think it takes an incredible amount of focus to come back and have a good week of practice, play this game, which maybe they're not at that point yet, which sucks, obviously, because of the circumstances. So I wouldn't be shocked for the Patriots to keep this one at least within a touchdown. But, wouldn't be shocked if they came out and won this game either. It's kind of there's a lot of people on a couple of these underdogs who need to win to be in the playoffs. Haven't really heard much talk about the Patriots. So I don't think anybody wants to take them realistically in this spot. So
yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
DeGen, thoughts on this game, man?
Well, as somebody who just faded the Mike Leach passing, I don't want to do this again. That didn't end well, and I didn't enjoy it. So I'm not going to take the Patriots, although I do like them with a touchdown. Am I crazy for thinking that we might see some points scored, though? I mean, I think we see it from the Patriots. I think they kind of, I don't know. I mean, just it sounds so funny to say, unleash Mac Jones. I mean, what do you
never heard that in my entire life?
Well, what do you have really to lose? But you're going to Buffalo last week of the season. You got to win. Are you really going to hold back? And I'm not saying there's really anything left in the playbook that's designed by Joe Judge and Matt fucking Patricia. But I think the Patriots can score some points, and I think the Bills aren't going to want to lose this game. So I think that they kind of counter and respond. I like the over.
Okay. I don't know if I like the over. I just hate overs in general. I don't really love the splits. I don't hate the splits, but Jovan, do you have any thoughts on points in this game?
I mean, I'm not against it. I'm not against it at all. I don't know. It's all dependent on the Bills, and we don't know how they're going to come out because it's a lot of things going on. So as far as points, I guess if I were to take a stab at an over in this game, I might wait a little bit, see how the game starts.
That's Jovan's nice way of saying he doesn't like it. If you can
tell. No, it's not at all. It's not at all.
And that's fair. I don't believe 7 out of 10 people are going to be taking this over. Personally, I'm throwing out the data on this one, and like I said, I think we see the Patriots put up some points, and I think it's kind of a back and forth. I see like a 28-24 game. Certainly don't love it, but that's where my bet would be in this.
Okay. Yeah, weird game with the situation going on. And some good news with DeMar. I don't know if you guys saw or if everyone in chat saw, but the Bills coaching staff surprised the team today. I think this morning with the group call, I guess they put DeMar up on the screen like a FaceTime or whatever, and he gave a thumbs up and whatever, and it was like an awesome moment for the team today. So that's great. That's awesome. Wanted to make sure everyone heard that. So that's a W. And they took the breathing tube out, so he's, knock on wood, he's doing really well, which is great. And we move. And as nasty of a bettor as I am and as contrarian as I am, and, you know, as the guy who took Aaron Judge's under home runs for 2 weeks straight, because fuck that guy, even I don't know if I want to fade the Bills this week because of everything going on, straight up.
Yeah.
So we move.
Yeah.
We move.
Right there,
okay. I mean, Giants, Eagles, if you guys have a thought on it, let me know. If not, we move.
Jovan, I think you do. No?
I mean, not really. I mean, we've heard, I think everybody and their mother is taking Eagles first half, and it's not like I'm going to fade it, but
yeah,
I don't see them competing with, the Giants competing with their bench players and against the Eagles, who probably want to get out to a really fast start so they can rest their starters for the rest of the game. So I'm not going to do anything with it.
Okay. Do any of you guys like the Rams as much as I do this week? How sick are you guys feeling? For some reason, McVay just won't give up. And I guess it's probably because his team doesn't have a draft pick for another 100 years, and maybe it doesn't really matter if they're winning or losing right now. Or maybe that guy just doesn't have a losing cell in his body, and he won't even let him do it. But the Rams haven't given up. The Rams offense is revitalized the last couple weeks. Shout out Cam Akers and Tutu Atwell, and never thought I'd say this. Shout out Baker Mayfield for making the Rams at least a little more interesting over the last couple weeks, right? I like the Rams here in this spot. I think the Seahawks are dead. And I think the Rams play spoiler here. The Rams historically own, Sean McVay owns Pete Carroll and the Seahawks. He has a good history against them, but in the last game, the Seahawks won. So give me the Rams. For some reason, they haven't given up. They haven't quit yet. And we know Baker is trying to still prove to the league that he deserves to be a starter. And he should be going out there to give it his goddamn best shot and give the ball to Cam Akers, hopefully a lot, because he's cracked out right now. I love the Rams +6.
Yeah.
Jovan, dudes. There are two sides that I have heard an unholy amount in there around that same number, and it is the Rams and it is the Titans.
No.
And this scares me right here, and yes, I am very aware that it is a low sample size. It's Pickett. They take it from Pickett users. There's only 1,000 or so, 2,000 bets. But in terms of gauging who really wants to bet on a team, this is where Pickett is very, very useful. And I don't know how many people are not betting on the narrative that if the Seahawks lose this game, then Lions-Packers, which got flexed to Sunday night, is going to become a play-in game for both teams. So I want absolutely nothing to do with the Rams because I think the Rams and the Titans go maybe 1-1, and I'm cool with staying off of the
maybe
both
1-1, maybe 0-2.
Maybe
from how you're talking.
I mean, the Titans
0-3 somehow.
The Titans, I honestly, I like the Jags a little more with the line move back to the Jags with, as many people on them. But these two games are really, really weird. And I have no problem staying off, especially if a lot of people are loving the Rams.
Well, that sucks. God damn it. DeGen, we can't stand for this, man. We can't stand for this. Although he is 100% right. And now I'm scared.
Well, Jovan, he's not wrong. I haven't really been keeping my ear to the streets too much with NFL throughout this week because of the uncertainty of what was even going to happen. So I really just started the deep dive kind of late last night and early this morning. I'm good with sticking with the Rams, but I think you have to also play the Titans. I agree. They probably go 1-1. But what I love to hear is that around this number, you haven't heard anybody talk about the Commanders. So throw that in there, make it a 3-pack, and hope to go 2-1. But I think on the first time I came on your show, I told you for week 1, the Rams and the Bills, that I was going to take a Cam Akers prop. Terrible all year. I've loved the guy out of Florida State. I'm so happy to see him doing well. The problem is I'm hearing this Seahawks having the 30th ranked run defense and how well Cam Akers has been playing. So I feel like that's a really obvious narrative to back to back Akers. Yes. And then I'm glad you brought that up. And now Baker's passing yards are bumped up. So what is that telling you? Is contrarian and then line reading? I have a feeling that maybe the Rams offense could potentially struggle. So I don't know. I don't know that I love the Rams, but I think I still like them enough. Even after seeing the Pickett splits, I hope that comes a little bit more evenly distributed. It is a smaller sample size, but it does concern me. So I think I like it enough to maybe just put a unit on the Rams, though.
Okay. And yeah, on it, to be completely fair, I mean, as the leader of the sneak bet / Megalodon gang, if you're betting more than a unit on any of these games this weekend, you're setting yourself up for failure, in my opinion. You should not be betting more than a unit on any of these NFL plays this weekend, except for games where both teams are absolutely going at it. Both teams need to win. But even that, like, there's only a couple of those games, and we'll get to them, like the Lions and Packers game. It's like, that the NFL, the Lions are going to have to beat Aaron Rodgers, and they're going to have to beat, the best defense in football the last 2 months, and they're going to have to beat the refs. So that's going to be a tough one, too, for the Lions. But we'll get to that. Let's keep going in order. Damn, Jovan, you bursted my bubble on the Rams, bro.
I mean, it's a decent 1-unit play if you're feeling good about it, but I want nothing to do with it personally.
Okay, fair. We move. Left hand up. Left hand up. We got 2 left hands up. Well, that's gonna be it.
I don't know what we're doing.
We're gonna stay with 2 hands. That's it. We're not getting a third.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Javon's not betting the Commanders?
Yeah. What do you pay attention?
You can take the Cowboys first half.
Yeah, you did say you liked their first half. Okay, Jovan. Hey, I don't hate it either. We're all acting like Sam Howell's Patrick Mahomes, like I said earlier. So don't hate it. But betting on a backup QB, like betting on this spot for the Manders, I guarantee you over the last couple of years has got to be profitable. Teams that have nothing to play for with a backup QB going in and going up against a playoff team, right? These teams are going to cover more often than not. But it's the Commanders. It's the Commanders. Right? We talk about this all the time. Don't fade Providence because they fucking win and cover every game. That's what they do. Well, don't bet on the Commanders because they fucking suck and they don't know how to win. Right? It's the same thing. But it's a nasty contrarian spot. And sometimes you just got to plug your nose and do it. Jovan, I get it. Too much Sam Howell slurpage. But to Jovan or to DeGen's points, and look at those damn splits. Look at them. I want you to look at them.
I see.
They look good. They look good.
They look great.
They're looking good. They're looking real nice.
I just think it's going to come. I think it's going to come at the end of the game in the second half against the Cowboys backups and early in the game with Sam Howell, which yes, I've heard too much slurpage, and now we have no Brian Robinson, so no semblance of a run game. I know you're excited about your boy who's coming in, but no really semblance of a run game to support him to come out the gate. Like I think they'll struggle, and then maybe you hit a little backdoor cover at the end.
Okay. I haven't heard any Sam Howell slurping, but like I said, I also haven't been listening and paying too much attention.
I also could be biased with that too because I'm in Redskins Twitter. You know what I mean? Or Manders
you know what I think, man? I think people are just. It's not slurping Sam Howell. It could be anybody. I think people are just excited for a new rookie quarterback and not Carson Wentz. And nothing against Taylor Heineke, but it's just he's not the long-term guy. That's what I think. I don't think it's slurping of Sam Howell, the player. I think it's just a rookie.
That's kind of part of what I was saying because I mean, there's the element of it of just anybody but Wentz who can be worse, right? And then there's the element of last week with the Raiders, we saw Jarrett Stidham, who the hell thought he was going to be good and play well against the 49ers defense, one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league, and look what he did, threw for 360 something. So I don't know. People are optimistic, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. No reason that the Manders should be only +7 here, probably, or no reason they should cover, so they probably will. But even I'm sus, so I get it, Jovan. I understand. All right. Also, what do you guys think the Manders should do at QB for next year? Real quick. So Heineke is going to need a new deal. Wentz is definitely gone. Holy shit. Thank the Lord. And maybe Sam Howell could be the guy. I mean, maybe he looks weirdly good Sunday and we keep that mojo going, but should we really be deciding our QB of the future based on a week 18 game against a team that's going to be resting their starters in the second half?
No.
Probably not, but that's something we'd probably do. What do you guys think we should do? Should we sign Heineke and roll with that again next year and hope that Sam Howell continues to develop, or do we go out and get Derek Carr, or what do we do? I want to hear non-biased thought real quick.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't roll with anybody you got right now. Sam Howell looks like the greatest quarterback of all time. So, I mean, Jimmy G would be a great investment if they somehow could pull that off. They got to get a veteran quarterback who can handle pressure. That's the main thing because offensive line is going to let anybody get to him pretty much. So if it's Derek Carr, even that would be an investment. I don't think trading up in the draft for a quarterback or drafting one really does anything for you right now if you're not getting Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. So you already got one to develop. So get a vet.
Yeah, get a vet. If you want to get a QB, if you want to trade up and get a QB, probably wait till next year where it looks like it's a little more deeper QB class. And I really, really do not want any of the guys that people mentioned in chat. Holy shit. Except for Jimmy G. I wanted Jimmy G this year. We had a deal in place to get Jimmy G this year, by the way. You guys know that? And it fell through because he was hurt. He was supposed to be our QB this year.
I wouldn't want Jimmy G.
I'd rather have him than we'd be in the playoffs if we had him.
I'd take Derek Carr. You got to remember Jimmy G is a product of Shanahan's system. Just keep that in mind.
Good point.
And I don't think Carr is that good either, but I would rather have Carr, and I agree with Jovan said. You can't go with Howell, even if he plays good the last week. Heineke's not the guy. Heineke is like a great backup. I think you got to sign a vet, and I would take Carr over Jimmy G.
Yeah, Jimmy G could – maybe he just absolutely sucks on a crummy team. It's not coached elite.
I don't know about suck, but he's not getting you to a Super Bowl or a conference championship game. That ain't him.
Yeah. Well, this team's not going there anyways with the guy who owns it, so it doesn't even matter.
I think, I mean, with the Commanders, though, I mean, I wouldn't mind having a game manager quarterback because I think that would be
true.
All we need is a guy who doesn't do stupid shit.
Exactly. They need a guy who's not going to turn the ball
over. That's all
we
have.
Yeah. So
we got 3 QBs who all they do is do stupid shit. All we need is a guy who can hand the fucking ball off and not throw a pick and throw a touchdown pass a game. That's all we need, and we can't find one of those. God damn it.
If they can get a game manager quarterback and invest in the O-line a little bit, I think that would be their best course of action. I think everything else is good enough.
It's almost like not doing everything we can to repair the relationship with Hall of Famer Trent Williams, and it's almost like not re-signing, debatably one of the best guards we've seen over the last decade, Brandon Sheriff. It's almost like not re-signing those guys was so stupid. Crazy. All right. Cardinals, 49ers. Thoughts? I mean, it's a 14-point spread. The Cardinals are poverty. They're going to have a whole new team and coach next year, in my opinion. Kyler Murray is going to miss the start of the season. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe they'll wait and give Cliff another year. But I don't want to bet this game unless you guys do. We can move.
No.
Yeah, let's move.
Okay. Denver and the Chargers. Do you gentlemen know if the Chargers have any reason to play? This is the team that I actually don't know what's good with them. Do they have any reason?
Not much, which is why I think the Chargers, what were they, -2.5, and the line flipped to Broncos by a field goal or something similar. So, I mean, they do have something to play for in terms of seeding, because I guess they probably want to see the Jags/Titans instead of the Bengals or Bills. But I think there's a reason for the line move. It's because they're not going to be so eager to play a lot of their starters. So there's really no other reason.
There's these. I think a type of team like the Chargers who had to deal with injury issues all season lose at 1, then Chargers lock up at 5. Oh wow, okay.
Word.
I think the mentality for the Chargers is just get in, get out. I don't think they care about a win, especially in a play. And I know Denver's fallen off defensively, but it's a tough place to play. It can be a tough defense at times. I would not back the Chargers at all. I mean, it looks like the public is, but you also kind of have to throw that data out with the new implications and who's playing for what, I guess. If anything, I probably would bet the Broncos. I think since they fired Hackett, it kind of showed whether it was like manufactured or not, where the team supporting Russ, he's played a little bit better. I think we've all taken them. I took them against the Chiefs. And I think the week before that they covered as well, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think they can win this game. I think if there's a team that needs to end it on a high note, it's got to be the Broncos for how bad they were.
Yeah.
So
there's two teams or situations that I think, even though they have nothing to play for, whether it's draft wise or playoff wise, and even though they shouldn't win, that they still will try to. And it's the Broncos here with how much of a dumpster fire this season was and no coach. And I think they're going to try to prove that, hey, the team's going to be like, hey, it wasn't the players' fault. We're going to try to end the season and play well so people can all blame it on the coach and we're all safe next year, right? That scenario and makes sense to me. And Deshaun Watson going off makes sense to me too. Those are the two things that I could picture myself targeting this weekend. I like Denver here.
This is 100% right, and I think the line flip has to do with, I guess, the new situations that are introduced, because if the Bengals win against the Ravens, the Chargers have nothing to play for, and they have that time to kind of figure that out, with it being an early game versus the afternoon game. So I see it. The line probably would move a little further by game time if that is to happen. So probably not a bad idea to bet the Broncos now if you want to.
I don't even think I wouldn't put Herbert out there. I don't even think for one snap.
You don't want him to get hurt.
No.
Yeah.
You don't want to get hurt out there. Rest
You're right. You're right about the injuries too. I mean, that's the last thing you want to have to worry about if they don't need to.
And I think Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are both healthy, right?
This year too. Yeah.
Both guys are healthy. Yeah, come on.
I don't know if they're going to play, but
I wouldn't. I would. It's great that you're even in the playoffs to begin with. Count that as a win. Stay healthy. I would say treat this week like doesn't mean anything personally.
Yep.
Yeah. The one thing that does scare me a little bit is that they're currently sitting at the 4th draft pick, and they're right in front of the Colts, who I think are going to win, right in front of the Rams, who some people think are going to win. So it's a little scary if they want to play their cards right and not drop a couple of those spots. I'll say that.
Yeah, good point.
That's a crucial 4 to 6 possible drop there.
Okay. That's a good thought. Fuck. All right. I still think it's Broncos or no bet in that one, but yes, I agree. And Jovan, you said you should probably take this now because there's a chance you think more guys could be rested / Herbert.
Yeah, because I would assume, I mean, it's already moved a good bit, but maybe you get an extra point and a half, their way after the Bengals win.
Okay. All right, now we can talk about a game with two teams trying to win. The Lions and the Packers. Woohoo! Who do you guys got in this one? I like the Lions, but I don't know if I want to bet against the league and Goodell. Thoughts?
Maybe.
Also, I don't think the Broncos picks matter because they literally have
throw that.
They literally
yeah,
have
Russ.
no picks.
I know we talked about the Colts
point,
maybe
Phils.
being the don't overthink it play. I'm starting to come around to it being the Broncos.
Yeah, I think those Bulls want to show that it was the coach.
Yeah.
Right? After last week, they almost beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
If they go out with a bang and win this game, they could definitely, at least tell their families and wives confidently, it wasn't our fault. It was the coach's fault. You know what I mean?
I haven't heard anybody talk about him.
Yeah. I like him a lot. It's disgusting. Yeah. And everyone loves the Chargers right now. I like it. They might not when the whole team's being rested eventually. But, yes, Broncos is the play. Yeah. But what about this game? Lions and Packers. Lions moved. It's been moving around, right? I think it opened around 3.5. That might have been the early line. I think we saw it get up to like 5. And now it's back down to 4.5. I personally like the Lions here. I think they're going to run the living shit out of the ball and have some success. I don't hate the over either. But I'm worried about fading Aaron Rodgers because it's been pretty clear the NFL wants him and the Packers in the playoffs. Jovan?
Yeah, and I mean, it's scary as of now to bet on this game because I know you guys may like the Rams. I'm not exactly in that same headspace that we've talked about. And if, they come in and Seattle wins that game, the Lions have nothing to play for. So you see the line move down towards the Rams a little bit, towards the 6. The line in this game is moving up to 5. And I don't know if I've seen enough Lions to make me super confident just to take the Packers just for that reason. But I don't know. I think this Packers team is finding their stride a little bit. And I know the Lions would love to play spoiler and are probably going to be fired up no matter what, if they're playing for a playoff berth or not. But I'm not willing to bet against Aaron Rodgers right now.
I don't know. That'd be pretty demoralizing, at the 1 o'clock slate or whatever time they play. Seeing that your playoff chances are eliminated the day of your game that night, I feel like I don't know if you're going to come up that hyped up when you're out of the playoffs. But I don't know. They're still playing for game checks. They're still playing for spots in the team next year. They're still trying to play spoiler, and they're still on prime time. They're going to try to be looking good, right? So you're not wrong, Jovan. You're not wrong. Jen, are you taking a stab at anything in this? I mean, we probably have to wait anyways to see what happens in the earlier games. But what are you thinking right now?
One of my buddies, Greg, said that he said something I kind of like, actually. I think I like the Lions more if they are eliminated and they're just playing for spoiler.
Yeah.
But if both teams are playing to, winner gets in, then I fall to the side of being too scared to fade Aaron Rodgers. And I think there's teams that, just like Jovan said, hit their strides. It's another when they also fought through so much adversity and hit such a low. I mean, the Packers, we can't forget, they were really bad to start the year, really, for half the year. So, I mean, that's a team that I get even more concerned to be oh, well, they've been really hot lately. So as a contrarian, maybe I'll fade them here. I don't know, man. They completely written off. I don't know what their odds were at one point to make the playoffs, but it was pretty fucking high. So I kind of just don't want to get in the way of them, to be honest with you. But if the Lions are in a situation to play spoiler, I like that. I like that a lot. If they're in a situation to just play spoiler and maybe not have the expectations and the pressure, I think I'd like the Lions a little bit more.
Okay. My favorite ATTS of the weekends. I don't know. I mean, I've been doing the show, been doing an ATTS show, right? The last couple of weeks for the weekend, and Jamal Williams is my favorite one of the weekend. At plus money still. I'm pretty sure it's still plus money. Revenge game. I like it. Packers, secondary has been cracked out. We saw what they did to Jay Jettas the other week. Holy shit. 1 catch, right? I think the only chance the Lions have at success really would be running the damn ball here. And I think especially if they're eliminated from the playoffs, let it be the revenge game, right? For Williams.
Is Swift playing too?
He's playing, but if they're eliminated, are they going to risk him getting hurt again? He's been banged up the whole year. They might just pull what the Commanders just did with B-Rob, right? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Jovan just chose violence today, didn't they?
Just saying.
Jovan, I'm giving you shit, dude, but we're not yes men on here. This is what we need. This is good.
I'm just letting you know something that I saw. And yes, it has a lot to do with the Lions defense. They're obviously very prone to the pass, but against the Vikings defense, like he didn't really need to do much against, granted, but it's a lot of big difference there week to week.
Rodgers got bumped 30 yards up. Sorry, I feel bad to Jen. I'm cutting you off every time I put a little thing up on the screen.
Oh, that's okay.
And then, yes, this is a good point. I know I'm a contrarian and I don't like this, but I don't even care. And it's also just kind of cool. And I don't really think it affects the fucking game at all. If he gets one more rushing touchdown this year, he ties Barry Sanders' record for most rushing touchdowns for a Detroit Lion, which is pretty cool. And we know that Williams is literally the heart and the glue guy of that team. He is everywhere he goes. So if there's anybody that's Dan Campbell, whose also middle name is Heart and Grit, if there's any team, coach, and player that's going to reward and going to get rewarded for something like that, it's Williams. And he deserves it.
You know what
oh my God, Jovan, you're not done.
I'm literally going. They put these up very recently. This is the first time I'm looking at it. I was looking to see if it was there, and what do you know? What do you know?
What do you know? It's there. You probably put it up there yourself.
Yeah, I made them put it up. I'm curious to see.
Jen, what the fuck, man?
Maybe they have
you know what I'm so excited to see about this game, though? The one thing, I don't know if you guys do or don't like Dan Campbell. I like Dan Campbell. I love what the Lions have been doing these past few weeks, calling these trick plays, these fake punts. I mean, they have just like, obviously they didn't do shit in Carolina, but they have got to let everything go here against the Packers in this game, and I think they're going to. So I don't know. I mean, are they gonna pull off some trickery? Are they gonna blitz? 85% of the time, blitz the hell out of Rodgers, because you can't rely on your secondary to help stop the pass. So I'm very much looking forward to this game, but at the same time, I'm terrified to bet it.
Okay. This is good. Let Jovan cook. Don't even interrupt him. Just let him do his thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going through this stuff as we're talking about it, because they're starting to put some stuff.
D. Henry ATTS. I like that too. I know it's square. I don't care.
Oh, sure.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
And that's so crazy, because the narrative that we're hearing all week and the easy way out is that look what happened. Look what the Panthers did rushing wise against the fucking Lions the other week. And look who the Packers have at running back, and look how they've been winning games. It hasn't really been Rodgers. It's been their two stud RBs, right?
Yeah.
The fact that that's up at 1.5 is nuts. Maybe Aaron Rodgers wants to put on another clinic on prime time and show that he's still the GOAT as they go into the playoffs. God damn it. It might be a Rodgers legacy game.
Yeah.
I hope not.
One receiving square. Yeah.
Is the ballsiest bet of the weekend is Lions money line, right? Nobody's going to have that. Nobody's
possible.
I wonder what Pickett says.
We can't even decide if we're going to be betting it really or not until we find out what happens in the earlier games, because we don't even know if the Lions are going to be trying to win this game really or not.
Oh, they're going to try to win, dude. You're out of your mind if you don't think they're going to try to win just because they're playoffs.
Yeah, but there's a difference between that and when you're down, 10 points going into the fourth quarter and you're packing up shop, right?
Right.
When you go down to Aaron Rodgers and he's doing this fucking discount double check and you're down 14 points in the second half, that's when they're going to be packing up shop if they're eliminated from the playoffs.
They ain't packing up shit.
They're literally the Packers. I guess it's the Lions, but
yeah.
All right. And also, I mean, they can't really put Rodgers at anything lower than 1.5 touchdowns, but it's also weird that they're offering that option on Prize Picks, which I think was Javon's point. Right?
Yeah. Because all the touchdown props are yes, I guess they're not going to have Jared Goff up in this situation when he's minus 155 to one side, but at ones that are a pick 'em or close to it, they have the choice whether to put it up.
Yeah.
This is early too. They don't have everybody up yet, so they're very eager to put them up. Just the answer.
I think it's interesting. There's, according to Pickett, 16% of the bets, but 38% of the money on Lions money line. There's some big bets.
Sure.
Bigger bets going in on the Lions. I kind of like that.
I like it. Rickster and Chad, I kind of agree, man. He said, you think Dan Campbell's going to let them just pack it up? You're probably right. Dan Campbell probably doesn't give a shit about draft spots or any of that stuff. He's going to go out there and try to win because that's just the kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
What do you think about that Akers prop real quick before we move?
I was just looking to see. I mean, it's probably about where it should be. I don't know how much higher they can put it in this situation, really. And it did get bumped up to a little bit, I believe. So that's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
But sure. Sure. See that right there?
Well, I mean, what are you going to put him at, dude? You're going to put him at 120 yards?
He's been in the hundreds like his last couple. Yeah, he's been in the hundreds.
This is a good Russian defense.
It's not though. They're not that good against the run. That's what scares me.
Let's see.
He had 97 of those yards in the first quarter too.
And I can't remember the last time I've seen the combo square. It's a very seldomly.
Fuck.
The rushing touchdown is one thing because he's up for that all the time. But the combo square, when he's a pick him in the game to score, which is kind of one of the lower ones you see all year, it's very suspicious.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm not going to take Derrick Henry props. You're right. Thank you, Jovan.
I'm not saying not to take him. I'm just saying take him, and I know you are taking them. So just know what you're getting into with the Titans being everybody's favorite play too.
I don't even want to take it anymore. How about that?
I wonder if they put my man McLaughlin up for field goals yet. I need that.
Take a peep. Well, let's go to these Saturday games though. While you're looking, are you guys or did Jen? You play anything in this Chiefs Raiders game?
No. If anything, I'd probably lean Chiefs, but no.
Okay. Jovan, are you playing anything in this game? I mean, Raiders fucking blow, and they're not playing for anything.
Yeah, Raiders are a little public, but I'm playing this for sure. And it got bumped up since we talked about it yesterday. And it's not even like a thing where I want to be scared or I want to buy into, I guess, this performance against the Niners. But I think in a game which the Chiefs don't have the luxury of having anything to find out if, they have to really play the whole game for that one seed. But I think they will get out to a very early lead, being that they are so public and being the Raiders defense is what it is. And they'll be playing kind of to not lose the whole game. So I expect a lot of very conservative coverage from their side. And on the Raiders side, I think they just let Stidham go. And I would love his attempts to be a square that we can take too, because I took that last week. But either no Josh Jacobs or a very banged up and limited Josh Jacobs. They're not going to run the ball 20 times with Brandon Bolden. I can tell you that much. It's going to be a lot of underneath throws for this guy to get a ton of yards. So that's the reason he got bumped up. I'd take it at whatever the number is.
Okay. Awesome. I love it. I could definitely get behind that. And yes, it did get bumped up since yesterday, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
All right. What about this Titans and Jags game, gents? I mean, shit, I know what Jovan feels, and I'm starting to not like the Titans as much after the stream. Jen, are you still looking to play them here, or are we sitting back and waiting? What are we doing here?
Oh, I'm playing them. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm playing the Titans. I mean, I'm not going to get, like I said, I'm not going to get too scared off. It could be a little bit like Ohio State and Iowa situation where one hits, one doesn't. But since I like the Commanders too, those are really the three bets I'm going with. I think they go 2-1. Yeah. And I heard that there are tickets in Jacksonville Stadium in like nosebleeds going for $3,000 for this game. So, I mean, that's
holy fuck.
This is the highest Jacksonville Jaguars stock has been, and I don't know how long.
We got to fade. We have to fade. It's in our blood.
Give me Vrabel. Just give me Vrabel.
Yeah. Give me Vrabes. You're right, Colombian Andy. Give me Vrabes. Love it.
Yeah. You want me to give you the bump report real quick while I'm here?
Give me that.
So Trevor Lawrence bumped up quite a bit. Josh Dobbs bumped down. All Titans wide receivers bumped down. All Jaguars wide receivers bumped up. Literally every single one on both sides, except for Evan Ingram. And then Travis Etienne bumped up very minimal amounts, but bumped up 4 times.
Okay.
Up to 67.
So the Titans are going to be in the lead, and the Jags are going to have to come from behind and pass the ball 50 times.
Ooh. Yeah. I like it.
Could be.
I like it. All right. Any other props you really like on Saturday, Jovan? Besides Stidham? Or
no, I'm waiting to see which a lot of them I guess are going to be. I'm going to target a lot of the lower name guys and teams like the Cowboys. I'll be on the lookout if they ever drop Malik Davis props because I think they will be up and resting their starters in the second half because of the Eagles situation. I'll be looking at guys like Keyshawn Vaughn for the Bucs because of the same scenario, whether it's ATTS. Doubt they drop yards for him because they have Rashad White and Fournette always up, but more like that. That's kind of going to be my strategy going on to Sunday if we ever see those guys listed, guys like that. But other than that, just the ones we talked about.
Okay. Awesome. And I am going to steal your thunder here really quick to show the people this. Can you see my screen really quick or no?
Yep.
Is it working? All right. So we have like 100 spots left for this, guys. If you're out in California, if you're going to the Natty, whatever, if you're trying to sweat out some NFL Sunday bets with the team, the Book It Squad on Sunday out in LA, go to this link. I'll retweet my tweet today, so it'll be at the top of my feeds. Opt into RSVP. I think you got to place like a $50 prize picks or something. And the squad's going to be there, and you get in, and it's all you can drink, all you can eat. So, yeah, $50 entry, but you're drinking and eating for free, and we're all going to be chilling and sweating out bets. So, opt in, come chill with the team. I think we have like 100 spots left, but it's filling up fast. So, hurry up and opt in if you're going to be there. I will retweet that after the show so you guys know where to do it. All right. Awesome. We need to go over a couple plays for today, even though today might be the worst card ever. Would love to know if you guys have a play you love in any sport, anything. What is your favorite play of the day so far? If you have one, great. If you don't, that's okay. We'll work together and craft something up. Jovan, what do you got?
Yeah, we can talk about it a little bit. So, I mean, system play, NHL, going with the Isles plus 1.5 for really no reason other than the price. And on these specific sides of the plus 1.5 for the Islanders has been very profitable in the system, and fading the Flames when they're in the spot, especially at kind of around this 220, 225 number, has been extremely profitable. So for no other reason than that, I would have liked if the Flames were playing a little better coming into these couple games, but they were good, a couple weeks ago. They struggled a little bit since, but I'll take the Islanders. Other than that, no reason to that.
Okay.
I'm curious to hear what you like on the ice, Jen, because this is a tough kind of couple games we got here.
Yeah, it's funny. I was leaning Flames. I just thought it was a big move for them. But it makes sense the Islanders aren't a back-to-back. I hate fading the Islanders too. They're just the number one do not fade list for hockey. There's nothing that I really love. I actually think the Sharks look like bait. No pun intended.
Yeah.
I was gonna go Ducks. Is there two lines, and I'm really trying to get less contrarian in hockey because this is the kind of later in the season that's where it starts to get very very chalky. But I can't believe the Blackhawks are a favorite against the Coyotes. And I fell in love with the Flyers yesterday. That was one of my only hockey bets I hit, but they were against the Coyotes. Coyotes are pesky. They're kind of like the Detroit Lions of the NHL, but not this year's Detroit Lions, like last year. They're just becoming that team. The Blackhawks are terrible. So they open up a favorite against the Coyotes. And I get it, the Coyotes aren't a back-to-back, but that would be the grossest play on the short board for me, with the second being the Ducks. And then if I had to give you a square play, it'd probably be the Panthers.
Okay. Awesome. I will say that line is moving towards Arizona now. It's a pick 'em pretty much everywhere, or at least close to it.
Probably best.
I'd be a little scared because I think I've heard quite a bit of Blackhawks because the Yotes aren't good on the road. That's my main concern.
Oh, look at that handle on the puck line, though. Holy shnikes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Patrick Kane's out, apparently.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Patrick Kane's out, so that's the other side of it, I guess.
Okay. I have a surprise for you guys. I'm going to the Caps game tonight, so the Predators should be free.
Hit on the Preds last night, though. I can't do it.
What are your guys' thoughts on that game, though, all jokes aside? Because I am going, and I would like a bet. Look at the handle and bets on the goddamn Caps ML. Everyone and their mother's betting on it.
Yeah, second on my do not fade list, the fucking Capitals.
Yeah, they're goated. They're fucking sick.
They are sick, man.
Yeah.
I don't like betting against them. I would lean Predators, though. Jovan, what about you?
I know.
The Preds have had, the best, 4-stretch game of their season. These last couple games, including last night, destroying Kochetkov, who has actually looked human the last 2 games. I see the handle, and it makes me want to go Preds, but I don't know if I can do it in this spot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know what to do. I'll be there. So just bet the Preds. Don't ever think it. Okay. I mean, it's better than Jovan's system in hockey, which is 70%. So it's like 90%. See, I'm not even joking.
I went through last night and I was just looking, because I think if you extrapolate the Blue Jackets, the Canadians, and the Blackhawks from the plus 1.5, it's hitting 85 plus. So keep that in mind for all the people asking about it, because the Blue Jackets very commonly fall in the system and just don't hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Banned.
Jovan, any college basketball today? I feel like today's Ohio State sharp play would be Ryder. I've heard a lot of Ryder people, a lot of Ryder talk today, a lot of mentions saying Krabs, what about this Ryder game? Although I will say, to be completely honest, if Zed Key doesn't get hurt for Ohio State, they probably still do win that game. I'm not making an excuse, but that is their best player. Just wanted that on record. But I don't know if I want to take this. This could be fake sharp too. But I definitely lean Ryder. I mean, Quinnipiac, nobody expected him to be 10-5 at this point. Talk about overperforming, one of the biggest overperforming, I guess, mid-major, I guess you could call him. Ryder has been absolutely fucking terrible. And they talk about a team that gets overvalued by the books for no reason. It's Ryder. They're continuously the favorite, and they continuously lose outright. So maybe it's just one of those teams that's fake sharp every goddamn day. But I lean Ryder. I just don't know if I can take it because it's sounding like Ohio State.
Yeah, a little bit, and that line's moved back, I believe.
I know. What are the splits? 50-50-ish, even some more on Ryder, and the line's moving towards Quinnipiac. So,
I mean, looking at the money line, at least you're getting more bets coming in on Quinnipiac money line and more money on Ryder. So you got that going, but it is moving back. I've seen some 1.5 starting to float around now, so it would certainly scare me. Certainly scare me. And I mean, the one that I was looking at too is really starting to move the other way, and I hate it. Didn't even see this before, but I was looking at Cal and didn't realize they're so public, and that the line started moving to Stanford. So hard to be on that one. But
the worst college basketball slate we've had in weeks, man.
It's garbage. It's garbage. I even tried to get in the lab for a couple squares, and it's just a lot of forced stuff. So I'm going to stay away from that for the most part, especially I don't know. Go ahead.
Jen, you got any NBA you like today? Because we got to get some picks for today. I mean, it's literally one of the worst sporting betting days we've had in a while, but we got to get something out.
Yeah, don't love the College Board. I think I like Fairfield because they just burned. I don't know if you were on them recently, but they just burned us, I think, against Siena. Does that ring a bell? They were pretty sharp there. They lost that game outright. I always kind of love going back to a team after they just fucked you. And looks like Niagara beat Ryder. They've won, 4 out of 5 out of 6. So I would go to Fairfield there. And then, yes, there are quite a few plays I like in the NBA, but I can be as brief as you want me to be.
What is your favorite play in the NBA? I like Fairfield. It's also a good point to mention that Fairfield right now is not playing on their home court because a pipe burst under their court like a week ago, and they're playing at a neutral site that's close. It's obviously still close to the school and stuff, but they're not playing at their new home gym, or they're not playing at their home gym. So, and it's a team with a losing record is -3 against a team with a winning record, which catches my eye immediately. But you got to make sure you look at KenPom and shit. What are you gonna say?
We're gonna need the Fairfield boosters to step the fuck up and get some.
Yeah, we do. We're gonna need the Fairfield boosters traveling to that neutral site and get it done.
I do want to point out, it's hard for me to pick my favorite NBA play, but I do want to point out your Washington Wizards are screaming at me if Bradley Beal is out against the Thunder.
He's out for a week, confirmed.
Yeah, confirmed. So the Thunder are at home, only 2. I see it's down to -1.5 now. I don't know if somebody's out for the Thunder. I think that's pretty short, man, especially the Wizards have been playing a little bit better, but 7-15 on the road. They are 7-3 ATS in their last 10, but the Thunder 11-9 at home. And I mean, just a tough team. I feel like as a short home favorite with no Beal, I would imagine people were going to be all over the Thunder. So yeah, I think the Wizards, as of right now, it's between the Pelicans, Raptors, and Wizards. I would say I like the Wizards. Thunder.
I like the Wizards too.
Yeah.
I like the Wizards too. What was the other one you said you liked?
Pelicans, and I like the Raptors.
Yes.
What do you like out of those, Jovan?
I like the Pelicans. Pelicans or the Nets, I guess, have been absolutely unreal. And then you go into this game with no Zion now, no Ingram, who keep finding ways for that guy to be out day to day. But the one thing I guess you do have on your side is CJ McCollum, who's been the greatest player in NBA history over the last however long that he's needed to be. So I'm willing to take that. I think the Nets are starting to creep into that conversation of like, oh, they're going to start figuring it out. They have a good shot to win the East. When that creeps in, you start fading. I think today's the day.
Yep. And damn, I actually fucked up, and I owe an apology to our guy Chaco. I'm pretty sure goes to Fairfield. Thank you for coming correct. It was Arkansas Little Rock who had a pipe burst. This is the problem with college basketball. There's 7,000 teams and things going on. That's on me. I was wrong. Fairfield is – I knew they had something up with their stadium. They have a brand new arena, I'm pretty sure. And I think that's what I remembered in the back of my head. So, Chaco, that's on me, bro. You're right. Thank you for coming correct. Boosters. Yeah, Fairfield, get it done.
Getting it done.
Get it done. All right, well, we got to move on the squad ride, and I think we have 3 plays that I really like at least that are going to go 2-1, and I'm down to just put those in. It's the Islanders plus 1.5 system play. Trust it. It's the Wizards ML. If you want to take plus 1.5, we can. And it's the Pelicans plus 4.5, which might be my favorite after looking at the NBA board.
I think that one's probably going to win. I do just want to mention something that Pat Furl in the chat pointed out, who's kind of like a hockey Jovan. The Flames have not covered the puck line in 5 straight. Would you? Yeah. Does that scare you off a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, still going to play it with, the Isles coming off a back-to-back where they looked a little less than impressive, to put it nicely. So I'm still cool with it.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And yeah, Josh, let's get the poll up real quick. We got the Islanders plus 1.5, and then we got the Wizards ML, and we got the Pelicans plus 4.5, which is looking at me funny.
Yeah.
Sheesh. On ESPN too, sure.
Yeah.
No way the Red Hot Nets lose to the Pelicans without their guys, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Yes. Wow, I love the splits too. Let's fucking go. Or how are they looking on here? I was looking at a different place. They look okay?
Just as good.
Yeah, they're looking just fine. Mm-hmm.
And I figured I might as well say, are people voting right now? Is it an okay time to just throw something out there?
Yeah, they should be. Yeah. Let's see. Let's check it out.
The Clippers are in the system play of a team on a back-to-back off a loss, and I believe Kawhi is going to be out.
Oh.
So that is another team that will be catching my eye. The line is moving a little bit now towards Minnesota, but I think that's going to be because of your boy John. The Clippers are disgusting.
Everyone hates the Clippers today. Yep. Holy shit.
Yep.
We might have to take them.
No, I am going to be taking them, but
oh god,
I like the NBA board tonight.
Big NBA day, yeah, it's looking sharp. Hey, somebody's got to do it. One of the leagues has to come through.
Finding a little bit more success there than college basketball. It's been a brutal week, I feel like, for our style of betting, at least in my experience. But what is it, middle of the season? How many games are in college basketball season? 32?
Maybe more like 40.
Okay.
Mid-30s, 40. I mean, they're in the conference play now. So, I mean, I've been fine with CBBs except for 2 days ago. I got destroyed. But the PODs have been rolling 6 in a row, knock on wood. How about it? There probably won't be a POD today, chat. I mean, look at the college basketball board. You can't blame me, I guess. But it's looking like a big NBA game or NBA day. I'm liking the Pelicans. Looks like they're taking the poll. They're winning. They're absolutely running away with it. So good call with that one to Jen. And Jovan also.
Well, we'll see.
Second in that one. I love it.
Good call me in like 9 hours when the game's over. But
well, yeah. Yeah. There's still a game to be played. But I like the play. And on a day where there's really not that many great games on, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Just to find one play like this is impressive and good enough. And it's going to smack. I love this play. Pelicans plus 4.5 against the hottest team in the NBA. Durant looking great. Pelicans guys are out. I'm liking it. Pelicans plus 4.5 just won the poll. We're rolling. Nice. Let's keep our hot streak going. Squad rides have been smacking. 32-18, chat. If you're not taking these, you're losing out and missing out on money. All right? Take these responsibly. All right? Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope everyone has a great weekend, especially my co-host on here, Jovan and DeGen. Make sure you follow them if you're not already. I don't know what you're doing. Have a great weekend, gentlemen. And Jovan, big day coming up on Monday. And I'll be catching you tomorrow, bro. You coming into LA tomorrow?
Oh, right. Yeah. Early as shit.
Let's get after it, my man. Let's fucking get after it, my man. Chat, if you're going to be in LA this weekend, make sure you RSVP so you can slug some beers with the boys. All right? Me and Jovan are going beer for beer.
Are you guys flying out like right now?
No, I'm flying out tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Good to go.
All right. Tomorrow morning.
Gentlemen, appreciate it. Chat, have a hell of a day. All right?